So in the past 12 months, we've been working on building this rig behind me. It is a Ford F-350 Super Duty with a 7.3 liter Godzilla engine on an STX appearance package. It is a crew cab long bed 4x4 with 430 rear end differential as well as the FX4 package. It's got a Bowen Customs Overland flatbed. On top of that, we have a full-wheel camper's Grandby flatbed. We're a family of 5 who've been traveling around the world for the past 17 years. And over the past 2.5 years, we've been driving down to Ushuaia on the Pan American Highway. And this build back here is something that we've been working on while we've been on the road. It's been quite a challenge, to say the least, to have been building this while we're in Central and South America. But we're glad to see it finally come together. There's a bunch of upgrades that we still need to do, but today we're going to show you guys how it sits today. And starting with the exterior, we're going to show you guys all the components that we've done so far. And also we're going to talk to you guys about the planned upgrades that we have coming up in the next few months. So here she is. This is the base truck, is a Ford F-350 crew cab long bed. It is originally an XL package, but we've added the STX appearance package, which gives us front grille, LED headlights, and several other options. We've also added the FX4 package, which actually gave us wheels and tire package that we're not using, but we'll talk about what we have instead. But it does have the 430 rear end differential to give us the axle ratio that we need to run these 37 by 12.5 tires. The only other thing that we've done to the truck so far is adding these aftermarket side steps, because as you can tell, this is quite a tall rig. We chose off-grid 4x4 from Frederick, Colorado to do the upfitting of this truck for us. And what they've done here is an ADD, stands for Addictive Desert Design. They made this bumper. This is the Phantom bumper that is made for the Super Duty platform. 2 Baja design light bars in the corners, and there'll be another one that we're adding to the front right there. We have an integrated winch mount, which houses the come up 12,500 pound winch. For tires and wheels, we've chosen the Toyo Open Country RT Trails, and that's a 37 by 12.5 by 17. That's mounted onto the 503 Sahara Copperhead Nomad wheels, which is a 17 by 8.5 with a +10 offset. Carly full pin-top suspension system with king shocks, fully fabricated radius arms, torsion sway bar, among other things. In the rear, to handle the extra load, we have a 3-inch lift with a Deaver XXHD leaf pack. Part of our Carly upgrade includes this Carly trophy hitch, which allows us to install a full-size spare, which is something that the factory hitch cannot do because we have 37s. The other option would have been mounting it on the outside, which we didn't want to do because it would add extra length to our already very long vehicle. On the back of the truck, we've removed the factory bed and installed this Bowen Customs Overland flatbed with the optional 4 garage that's 18 inches wide. All of these garage doors and as well as the cabinet doors are keyed alike. Inside, we've also opted for a 20-gallon auxiliary water tank, which you can fill from the top and also dispense from the bottom. Each one of these cabinets open like so, and there are 4 of these, 2 on each side. This opens from this side as well. As you can see, the garage passes right through. These are the 2 cabinets that are on each side. This one has the fuel neck installed, which makes it fully lockable. And then this is the rear corner cabinet that also opens. And then lastly, on this Bowen flatbed, we have a full-length drawer that opens up for tons of storage options. And now we'll give you a tour of the four-wheel camper Grandby flatbed on the exterior. We've opted for a full lighting package, which you can see we have 3 lights up there, 2 scene lights down below that lights up the ground where you're camping. Some more spotlights that are up above. and also a couple more of these little lights that are down below here. On the outside, as you can see here, we've also got an outdoor shower that you can connect a shower head here with hot water. That's supplied by our Truma hot water heater. And also here we have an external propane port, so we can have a propane cooker that we can use on the outside. This is the water fill port, which is lockable. This is how you drain your water tank from the outside. And here's shore power. You can plug in shore power to 110. And right here in the corner is a ZAMP solar outlet that lets you plug in external solar panels if you want to deploy some on the ground. In the rear, we have this wall rack that we will be using to mount jerry cans as well as max tracks. They have holes already drilled that are meant to house those 3 items. And back over on this side, we have these folding steps that allows us to access stuff that we mount on the roof. And for us, these will be used for hanging things. We will be using it to access the roof periodically for cleaning solar panels when the top is down. So that comes in very handy. You don't have to get out a full ladder just for that. And then over here, we have our propane locker, which houses 2 10-pound propane bottles. Which, in our experience, since we'll just be using it for cooking for the most part, and then maybe from time to time for heating as needed, 20 pounds of propane should last us anywhere from 4 to 6 months. So that's the truck, the flatbed, and the camper. Now let's head on inside and I'll show you what we got going on. Because this camper is so tall, we're happy to have this 6-step torque lift scissor step set up to make getting in and out much easier. Welcome to the inside of our 2024 4-wheel camper Grandby flatbed. Let me just give you a pan real quick to show you all the way around what the interior looks like. It is a lot bigger than it seems from the outside, especially when you have the top up. And obviously this is your entrance. This is how you enter. The door's a little bit short because it's a pop top, so you kind of have to duck your head a little bit when you come in. But as you come in, directly to your right, we have a cabinet, and you can see we have the bamboo countertop, which is an upgraded option, as well as the light gray cabinets. We chose that because we like this color combination the best. There's some storage right here, and there's remote controls for our air conditioner and our roof fan right there with some thermal packs that cover our windows. Down here below is what they normally have the cassette toilet option, but we opted to have just cabinets, or just this one cabinet, because we wanted to go with a composting toilet, so we opted for the Trailino. And it happens to fit perfectly right here, so we're really happy about that, with some space to the right there for just some toilet paper, composting medium, stuff like that. And directly above it, we have a little lid that comes off. And underneath, we show the 3 Expion 360 lithium iron phosphate batteries. They are 132 amp hours each, giving us 396 amp hours of battery, which is quite a bit for a system like this. And one of the coolest features we have is this Red Vision Rogue TVMS system. It tells us all of our electrical status. Right now we're at 89% state of charge. We can go and see how much solar is coming in. Right now 14 amps of solar from our 200 watt portable ZAMP solar panels. We can also see how much water we have, as well as switching on and off all of our lights, water pump, fan, essentially everything we have in the camper. And that's connected to, in this compartment, that's the brain of the Rogue TVMS. And also, right on the other side of that, is our Manager 30, which handles all of our charging from solar to engine to shore power charging. And we have our AC breaker over there, DC fuses and bus bars. We have our low voltage cutoff. That's all housed inside this compartment with a 20-gallon water tank right there. Up there we have the cab over bed, and we opted for the king bed option. As you can see, the extra cushions are right there, and this slides out all the way out, gives you a king bed. And when you have all those 4 cushions fit into these empty spaces here, we can go halfway and just have half of those cushions. It'll give you access to the stove and more accessibility over here. And that gives you a queen bed if you go east-west. And pushing all the way back gives you more space, just hanging around and making this kind of a seating area. Up in front, we also have huge amounts of underbed storage for the entire length of the cab over section. Over here on the driver's side, bamboo countertop, workspace. We have a round Dometic flush top glass top sink with hot and cold water. Hot water is supplied by the Truma hot water heater, which runs off of propane, as well as the Truma forced air heating system that we have. Also runs off of propane. Drawer here for your cutlery and your kitchen stuff. Down here we have a cabinet, which is where the water pump and some of the plumbing and everything is installed and maintained. We also plan on installing a Guzzle H2O full water filtration system along with our LED UV filter so we can get clean drinkable water everywhere we go. Another little cabinet right here. And over here we have the 130-liter compressor fridge. Runs off of 12 volt. Really big. Has a little freezer section for ice, anything frozen like ice cream. It's great to have that as an option. Above, 2-burner stove. Also glass top flush to the counter. As you can see, 4 big windows with thermal pack. Each one of these have the thermal pack layer, a vinyl layer, a blackout layer, and also the thermal pack layer. And you can just kind of close it halfway like that to keep it out of the way. And that's our 12 volt air conditioner. And down here we have our bamboo table, 4-person dinette. Each of these dinette seats have storage underneath, really huge, massive storage under. And we also have a couple of Red Arc products that we're going to be installing. The 2000 watt sine wave inverter, which we opted for instead of the factory one. So we have to install that ourselves. We're also going to be installing another Red Arc BC-DC, which is going to allow us to charge a little bit more from the engine's alternator when we drive, beyond just the 30 amp limit from the Manager 30. Mostly because we'll be running an air conditioner, so in days that are hot, we won't be able to charge back up a little quicker. And then down here below we have more storage. This is where you normally could opt for a indoor shower, which this would become your shower tray. But if you don't have that, you get storage instead. So you can put all your shoes in here, which keeps them off the floor. Really nice. We got the coin floor, the vinyl gray coin floor, which we think looks really great. And that's it. This is the 2024 4-wheel camper's Grandby flatbed with the Heritage Leaf green fabric that we chose for both the bed cushions and the couch cushions. So there's our build so far. We've got a bunch of stuff planned that we'll be showing you guys here on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Things that are coming up including a front runner rack for the cab, along with a bunch of accessories. We're gonna add an Expion 360 secondary battery bank in the garage with ZAMP solar panels to charge it. We're also gonna be adding 600 to 800 watts of Go Power flexible solar panels on the roof. And finally, we're gonna have a full outdoor cooking setup using a Dometic CFX5 25 fridge that's gonna be housed in the garage as well. I wanna thank you guys for sticking around to the end of this tour video of our new build. There's gonna be a bunch of update videos coming up on all the upgrades that we're gonna do, so don't forget to come back for that. And I wanna thank all the companies and all the people that helped us make this possible. All the actual components that we use for this build will be listed below, and there are discount codes if you guys are interested in purchasing some of these items for your own build. To keep updated with our travels, follow us here on YouTube as well as on our Instagram at instagram.com/molly.mish. I want to thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.